Northern Samar. I'm interested in knowing, kasi you've mentioned about the concern of Committee on Linguistics to translate landmark Supreme Court decisions into Filipino and other major Philippine dialects. And I studied law. I haven't taken the bar yet. And it's really difficult to understand these cases. Ang haba na nga, ang hirap pa ng language, yung legal language na ginagamit ng mga judges. And in the field of development communication, which I am part of, one of the works that we usually do is to popularize, meaning to translate into layman's term laws like VAUC to non-scientist or non-legal speaking people. At yun talaga yung isang cause kung bakit hindi maintindihan ng kababaihan, halimbawa, or ng mga, even the parents of child laborers, hindi nga nila minsan alam that they're involving somehow their children in labor, yung mga mga anti-child labor na mga work. Tama ba? Oh, child labor works. So parang ang hirap lang talaga ipaabot sa kanila yung ganitong mga klaseng desisyon ng Supreme Court or even the laws themselves. So I think sobrang galing siguro kung merong translation to Filipino or other Philippine dialects. So my question is, kasi problema din to sa K-12, yung translation, yung sa mother tongue, especially in my region. Parang yung kinikilalang dialect lang talaga is yung sa Leyte, yung Tacloban City. And pagdating sa Northern Samar, na ang dami rin mga dialects, like we have the Ibacnon, Kapol, we have the Norte Samarnon, nag-iiba-iba. So one region, different dialects. One province, different dialects. So nahihirapan yung mga bata. The same way with yung sa laws nga at mga decision ng Supreme Court. So in choosing in the major dialects na kung saan yun yung gagamitin sa translation po, ano pong magiging official basis ninyo? Kung for instance, merong ganung word or act or move kay ang mga nasa linguistic na area or discipline. Thank you.
Thank you po, Ma'am Sandy. I'm glad that you mentioned that important matter, and that is a new matter altogether, the issue of translation talaga. Kaya hindi ko na talaga tinouch. But I'm glad to share some thoughts briefly. Kaya ngayon sinabi ko yung pagpili ng language informs us, shapes the way we think. Alam niyo naman yan. From Wittgenstein to the more contemporary. Pwede natin sabihin, hindi translatable ang mga bagay-bagay. Halimbawa, law. Because if you transfer to another language, that language has a different knowledge system from the English, for example. Take for example the term justice. So you translate that to Ilocano. Eh baka nga wala pang term na justice sa Ilocano. Justicia, which is a borrowed word from Spanish. Ibig sabihin wala kang justicia. Ang Ilocano walang konsepto ng justicia. Naingkalintegan. Okay. But that is also law. Linteg is law. But linteg is also straight. See? Mag-iiba the way the Ilocano epistemology looks at things. So talagang may mahirap na bagay yung pagka-translate ng mga technical terms. Ganon din sa NTDMLE halimbawa. Yung triangle. So shapes pa lang ng Mambet. Triangle. We went to Kalinga. Mambet. So our approach initially was to translate. Kasi yung sinasabi ng DepEd, mag-translate. Eh wala naman indigenous word for triangle. Ibig sabihin, wala sa consciousness. They don't see any entity as triangle in the strictest sense of the word term triangle in the English language. So paano may pipilit? sabi naman ni Ma'am Beth, hindi mo naman kasi talaga dapat tinuturo o tinatranslate yung knowledge ng English. Ang ituro mo, yung knowledge ng ganun ang MTB, Mother Tongue Based Instruction, even in foreign countries, their experience is you teach the knowledge of the language. You don't teach the knowledge of another language through the mother tongue. No. You start from the mother tongue, magiging competitive siya doon, and he will carry, the learner will carry that skills, language skills, in learning any other language. So, may maling interpretation yata tayo, hindi ko lang alam. I'm not the expert in evaluating that. On another note, yung, ano yung last na sinabi ko? Yung sa, medyo fortunate sa dialects. So, medyo fortunate ang Ilocano. Even if you look at geographic and cultural maps, yung Northern Luzon pertains to the Ilocos region and the Cagayan region. Okay, so it's from Pangasinan, yung parang cut ng Luzon. The Ilocano language is fortunate. Yung mutual intelligibility between dialects of the Ilocano medyo mababa. Unlike, for example, Visayas. Pag tinignan mo yung Visayas, Western Visayas, Eastern Visayas, Central Visayas, we can only go that far. Okay? Kasi yun yung mag-anak culturally and linguistically. To illustrate that, na may ano-anong magiging basis, standardization is contested field. Madami talagang aalma dyan. Even in the history of the English language and even French, and even Spanish. Okay? Standardization tends to kill languages, okay? Because you choose something as a basis. Okay? And you legislate and you fund that and you neglect the others. Okay? So mamamatay sila. Sa dialects naman, halimbawa, Ilocano, there is a publisher I worked with wanted to translate Filipino texts for kindergarten. So yung word na translate ay gulong. Sa Ilocos Norte, ang gulong ay ligay. Sa Ilocos Sur, ang gulong ay pilit. Sino mas maraming population, sabi ng publisher? Diba? So it's also economic. So talagang contested there. Sino mas maraming population? Ilocos Sur, variety. Kasi it's the Ilocos Sur variety also that came to the Cordillera. Okay? Alinam Sugpon, mas malapit sa Montok, Sagada, etc. And the Bago tribe, from La Union to Pangasinan. So, Ilocos Sur variety yun. So, ito target nila yun. It will sustain the ligay as, the pilit as translation. So, it's also economic.
Gusto ko lang dagdagan yung sa legal side. You know, yung may mga advocacies ngayon na kailangan isalin yung mga ibang concepts sa legal system sa language ng community. Like, just the Miranda statement na, meron kami isang thesis na tumukoy dyan sa legal system na hindi naiintindihan pag hinuli ka na ng pulis, tapos babasahin mo sa English na you have the right to remain silent, blah, blah. Hindi naiintindihan ng iba. Tapos, pag sinabi lang, do you accept guilty or not guilty, yung mga ganun, basta sasagot na lang ng hindi naiintindihan. So, ipaunawa mo muna. Buti nga ngayon sa mga teleserye, tinatagalog na yung Miranda statement, di ba? Hindi na English. Yun. And yung languages ninyo sa Waray, languages yun, hindi dialects. Nagkataon lang na may varieties, geographical varieties. So it's up to you whether you want to call it Samarlete. The general term kasi is, I think, Samarlete or Waray. Tapos may variety siya sa Samar, may variety siya sa Leyte. And look into the dialectal differences. Anong pinagkaiba ng Samar at Leyte na Waray o Waray Samar nun, Waray nun. May mga ganun silang term kasi.
Konti pa sa pagkain. remember that yung intranslatability is somehow impossible. Hindi lang sa legal, kundi sa lahat ng bagay. Halimbawa, yung kangkanan natin, kangkanan. Anong sabi ng English? Rice cake. Hindi naman yung cake. Ang cake, binibake. Yung kakanin, pwedeng gataan, pwedeng i-steam, pwedeng puto, pwedeng ihaw kung tubig. So yung tubig, anong tatawag doon? So roasted rice, glutinous rice cake in brown sugar with shredded coconut and wrapped in banana leaves. Ang haba. So magiging ganun yung mga legal terms natin. For example, there is an anecdote in linguistic fieldwork. There are languages that do not have words for thieves or theft because it's not in their consciousnness. Everything is communal. So pag kinuha ko yung cellphone ni Ma'am Beth, inuwi ko. Ano ba yung culture namin gano'n? Hindi ko yung nanakaw. Kasi pag-aaral ng community, wala sa language nila. So how will you translate the term thief or theft? So hahaba maging descriptive siya.
Any more? One last question? Any other brave souls? From the Ilocanos? Sino Ilocano dito eh? Lala po, gutom na po. Okay po, so maraming salamat po sa mga katanungan at kasagutan. So at this point, I would like to invite Dr. Aguas and Dr. Macaranas and Dr. Arturado to present and give our token of appreciation and certificate. Okay, so may I ask our two speakers to please stand in front of the table po, Sir Ma'am. Sir.
Certificate reads, Philippine National Philosophical Research Society and St. Louis University present this certificate of appreciation to Elizabeth A. Kalinawagan, PhD, and Professor Junli Lasaga for their valuable contribution as plenary speakers to the PNPRS National Conference 2019 with the theme Society, Heritage, and Indigenous Arts, held at the Father Francis Gabers Hall of St. Louis University, Baguio City, from the 7th to the 9th of February on the year of our Lord 2019, awarded at the Father Francis Gabers Hall of St. Louis University, Baguio City, on the 8th of February on the year of our Lord 2019. Signed, Joe Jim S. Aguas, President PNPRS, Danilo S. Alterado Conference Convener, and Father Gilbert B. Salas, CICN, President, St. Louis University.